What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's having a great day. If you're watching this today, the day that I've uploaded it, it is Thanksgiving Day. So I hope if you guys are in the States, you guys are having a great Thanksgiving, spending the time with your friends and family and eating a ton. I know right now it's the morning. I got some work to do inside the house. We got some dishes to make and food to make. And I'm gonna be eating like way too much later. But before we go and do all that, I just wanted to make a quick little video for you guys, giving you some updates on our recent product installations that you guys probably saw. If you saw my spring install video, the wheels and tires that we just put on, and the intake, I wanna give you guys a few updates there. I also had a few scary moments this last week that I want to report to you as well. And then overall, I just want to say thank you guys because it is Thanksgiving after all. And I've had this channel for quite a few years now. I mean, no huge amount of time, but I think it's like 4 years. We started out with the EcoBoost Mustang, moved to the GT Mustang, and then now with the GTI. It's really come, kind of a long way in my eyes, and we are 1 subscriber off from 8,000 subscribers. That's pretty cool to me. 7,999 subscribers, and we have one more. So maybe that'll be, 8,000 by the time you're watching it, which is cool. So if you're considering subscribing, this is the time, baby. This is the time. Do it right now. Anyway, so first things first, let's get on to the little updates on the car here real quick. I want to give you a little story here about a near miss basically I had. And I want to say first off, thank God I got the PPF. It's expensive, guys, but if you have a car that you want to protect, I do fully support it. It gave me a lot of peace of mind when I got it, and it put itself to use this week. So what happened? Well, I was on my way back from dropping off my wife to get her rental car, and there was a guy on the side of his, on the side of the road basically, using a weed whacker to clear some brush out of the way. And I had a bad feeling as I was driving up to him and passed him at about 25, 30 miles an hour. And sure enough, I heard this huge thump hit the front end of the car. And I was like, man, that's just my luck. I made it to the house, obviously. I pulled in. I got out of the house here, and I was like, wow, I'm preparing for worst case scenario damage. I went over to the front, guys, and there was a stick, probably this long, this wide, just wedged into the grill here. So no damage though. No damage on the painted surface. That's the PPF surface. No damage on the hood, which obviously you can't see because I have it open. But we did get some damage, and I'll show you where that is. It's not much, thank God. But if you guys can see in here, I don't even know if you can see it, but right there, we do have a little bit of damage here. But I think I can buff that out if I get in there with a little buffing compound or whatever. I'm sure that'll come out. Thankfully, it's not super noticeable. But yeah, PPF definitely saved me there because the stick was literally like laying on this piece here. So we looked out, man. We looked out there. I also had another fun one just last night. I was going to get some dinner, and I was on the freeway, and I was in the middle lane, car in the right-hand lane, a little bit ahead of me, and I just saw out of the corner of my eye, it was dark outside too, corner of my eye, him hit something with his front tire, and before I could even blink, whatever that was, nailed the windshield of the car. I thought absolutely for sure, because it was so loud, I thought for sure we got a cracked windshield. Maybe it hit the hood and then hit the windshield. But I got out, and all the damage that there was, which wasn't even any damage, it was like a smear mark of some sort on the windshield. So I have no idea what it was. No damage to the hood that I saw, nothing to the front end. So my God, we have really gotten lucky the last couple days of driving this car. So if you guys are contemplating PPF, I think it's money well spent if you just do the front half at least. So the other thing I want to say is if you followed my last couple videos for product installation stuff, right? We did the intake, we did the APR springs, and those APR wheels. We've had the springs probably on the car for a few weeks now, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, I don't remember. It's been a while. So this is where they ended up actually settling too. So this is the front. You got like 2 fingers in the front, and then in the back, we got like 2 fingers there. You know, in all honesty, I kind of wished it was a little bit lower. Like, I like the look of the sidewall, you know, coming kind of flush. You know, I don't want to scrape and stuff, but, you know, it definitely seems like it could come down maybe like a ½ inch more, and I think it would be perfect. But that's where these are sitting right now. The pluses is that I have a rolled curb driveway and I don't scrape, which is great. It also leaves us a little bit of room, a little clearance for those types of things, to maybe add a front splitter, which I want to do. But I don't know. At some point, I might come back to this and maybe do coilovers or something so we can really dial in the fitment. But overall, I think it looks incredible the way it sits. Way better than stock. Although I saw on the Mark 8 Facebook groups, a guy lowered his with the same wheels I had, put some spacers on it, and it looked absolutely awesome. So I don't know. In my opinion, I didn't think the stock ones looked terrible, but these definitely look pretty good. Might even do a little spacer in the back just to kind of get this out a little bit more. But let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think? Overall, the handling characteristics of the springs, everything is really nice, so I'm loving that. Rides pretty close to stock. It does have more tire noise with these tires than the stock ones, and it is a little bit more bumpy just because, you know, we're on lower end springs. We also are 19s compared to 18s, and that definitely, you know, makes it a little bit more stiff, but nothing too crazy. Now, the last little piece of information I wanted to give you was actually a little bit of an issue that I had. I actually have 2 small issues. One is related to that suspension that we did. I do have a little bit of a clunking noise, very slight, and it is only certain times, real low turning, you know, parking lot stuff, pulling in and out. I'll notice it if I crank it all the way. I think what it is, I've isolated it to this corner here. I went back and retorqued everything that I could get to. Everything was torqued properly. I think what it is the nut on top here, on top of the strut assembly, might need to be retorqued, but I'm gonna have to pull off this plastic bit here and pull the wipers out, I think, because if I bend this up, I can only get so much flex out of this plastic cover before I fear that it'll snap, and I don't wanna obviously do that. So I'm gonna try that. It's really gotta be pretty close to the torque that it needs because it doesn't do it all the time, but I've caught it a few times now and it's a little bit annoying. So that I gotta figure out. The only other thing which I did figure out was regarding the intake. So the intake here, if you've seen that video, we installed the APR intake. Been great. I picked this thing up used. The previous owner said that their car had about 10,000 miles on it when they got rid of it, or 10,000 miles of use, I guess, on this one. So one thing that I noticed is that I was checking all my connections. People were saying that they've had issues with the clamps loosening up. I did not have that issue yet, but I did have oil coming down the back side here where it mates up, like the inlet mates up to the turbo. I had some oil dripping down back there that I found, and the culprit is this little seal right here. This is the stock one. This little seal must have been just, seen its better days. It had some miles on it. So I had the thought of like, man, that OEM seal has got to be the same diameter if it fits. So I just swapped the seal. I took it all apart real quick. I had the stock one over there, and I just took the O-ring off this one, O-ring off that one, and swapped them. And so far, so good. It's been about a week. No oil leaking down the back side of the inlet. So that was a little thing. If you guys are having that issue, you know, you might want to swap over to the stock one. That might solve your problem. I think we're good now. Everything else has been great. So overall, guys, I more or less just wanted to make this video giving you guys a few updates on the car, where it sits, a couple of the issues, I guess, that I'm running into, which really aren't that big of issues. And one of them is resolved, so we should be good there. As far as a future update goes, we got some cool stuff coming down the pipeline here, guys. I have, well, I can't give you too much, but what I'll say is that we're going to be making more power with this car soon. There's going to be kind of a big announcement coming up with that, and I'm excited. I mean, the car is a blast to drive stock, but you can always use a little bit more power, and I have the itch. So I'm going to be going through with something soon, making a couple videos on it. I think you guys will really enjoy it. So if you guys aren't subscribed, get subbed up and stay tuned for more GTI content. But anyways, guys, I'm thankful for you guys being a part of the channel. Thanks for every comment you guys put down in the comment box. And if you guys are in the States, enjoy Thanksgiving. You guys have a great day. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.